Ladies and gentlemen, heralds and emeralds, and everyone in between, welcome to European Pro League Season 29. We're once again with a full Ukrainian affair. Passion UA versus Team Next Level are facing off, and I'll tell ya, it's not my beautiful face, and that is the only reason to watch this match. Passion UA are kind of on a roll right now, coming off of CCT. Uh, they divide them into seasons and series. It's a little bit of confusing. No matter the fact that they lost and balled out in the European Pro League Season 28, they had a pretty good run there, getting to the finals all the way. And I do believe their actual enemy was it? It wasn't Z10. Hold on, let me think about it. No, you know what? I'm going to use my cheat sheet. For team stats, meta stats, all the stats and more, there's always cyberscore.live. Link in the description, I believe, here, although I'm not really sure how it should work on Kick. Well, I should check more on our surface right there. But yeah, hold on. We might be getting a message from admin. No, it's not from the admin. Okay, cool. Yeah, so they balled out against one win, although I wouldn't call it a ball out. They still got 3 for 2 was the result, but they still got whacked down. At the same time here at European Pro League Season 29, they've beaten Team Lynx and Zero Tenacity, while Team Next Level had trouble with Zero Tenacity overall. Lost to Yellow Submarine in European Pro League Season 28, and it's been a little bit shaky. Both teams have beaten Team Lynx, by the way. So maybe sending Stonebank away wasn't the best decision? I don't know. But yeah, Team Next Level will come off a loss against Kalmichada, which is the other full Ukrainian lineup. And yeah, it all in all just seems like a rough time. Oh, sorry. Kalmichada is not a full Ukrainian lineup. That was absolutely my bad. I don't know why I thought that they were also one of those full One Nation lineups, by the way. Yeah, but Four Pirates is a full One Nation lineup, but the Ukrainian ones fully are Passion UA, Team Lynx, and Hold on, I could just do this right there. TNL, Passion UA, and Team Lynx are the triples that are fully from that Ukraine. But yeah, overall, in general, we could just say TNL, they're looking a little bit shaky as the former champions of Season 27. It is, a process to bounce back once you're kings. Doing it back-to-back is no easy feat. Only 4 Pirates and Navi Jr. have done it so far. And also Team Sexy, by the way, back in the day. But yeah, overall, it's always a hassle to get back on top. And it's never, the exact same process. So, them not really being in the groove is totally fine. And, yeah, think about that. Also, Team Sexy did it back-to-back, but that was with Jezu and Mirage actually on the same team, The mix and matches in Europe are just as prevalent as they are in other regions. But overall, in general, and yeah, overall it is just basically a hassle. Competition's hard. As we did some recalculations after yesterday's matches, wildcards still have this slim chance of making it. They have to get their 2-0 against 4 Pirates, and then pray to lovely Gaben's titties that 4 Pirates do not get any games against the Impossible. But that being a chance, it's kind of rough, is all I'm going to say. I don't truly believe Wildcard have any kind of chance of making it on this one. But, you know what? Who knows? We do have Batyuk going for the Abandon on the offlane, so it is going to be the Doom Crystallize carrying over here. with Team Next Level busting out the Luna. It did have a good day yesterday, mind you. It didn't seem that prevalent of a hero, but we saw Team Lynx have a little bit of success with it. So why not? Why not bring it out again? Yo, why? Gonna try and flex it out. With dual raise on the Ember Spirit mid lane, I'm not so sure you're gonna have fun against Leshrac, but it is what it is. The global reaction coming out from TNL is quite strong, I might add. So overall, it does seem like a solid draft, but I am kind of questioning the approach from TNL. In terms of saves, all you have is the Soul Rip. Just a lot of aggression. Not much defense besides the Solar Guardian and that Soul Rip. Meanwhile, Passion UA do have Batuk with the Aphotic Shield. The Crepify coming out from the Pugna. And just in general, a lot of good reactions. So I am going Passion UA actually for this first game. But, you know, we always love surprises here. If TNL can bust out a successful Luna, I'm not going to be against it.
Even at a fraction of my best, I outshine you immeasurably.
Yeah, cocky voice line from Norma to start things off here in game number 1 between Passion UA and TNL. The Team Next Level.
Whoa, sit burn.
Yeah, back-to-back in generally any tournament always can get to you, by the way. How no matter how small the tourney is, right? You paint a target on your back, teams start analyzing your strategies. Even on this level, right? So they're going to be checking out, oh, this is the pick that made it for them. Ooh, which pick was emphasized harder? What did the audience think, etc., etc. Don't be mistaken. The teams are re-watching the games. There are teams that do like to re-watch them in the Dota TV, or watching them in-game. That does change from time to time. But one thing is always constant. Teams will always be watching the living crap out of matches, especially playoff games, to analyze which team is the best and how the hell to beat them the next season or the season after that, etc., etc. So someone is always planning against you. That is basic rule of warfare in general. And Dota, as Matu usually says it, is war, truly. As Crystallize sits through the rune, it does look like Norma's in trouble, as Fernance kind of can't really do much against here. You start off with the Flame Break, thus no stickies. He can go for the counter kill onto the Pugna. He will get Flacco for this, but at the same time, Shackle should be off cooldown. It's right there, QBFY. Oh, Fernance, my friend, you better run. Flame Break is almost off cooldown for him as well, but you gotta run. You gotta run faster, my friend. Out goes the Flame Break. QBFY actually has Shackle if he wants to make it hurt, truly. But up the waterfall goes Fernance. QBFY still on the chase. If he can deny himself to a tower, that would be better. But no! Not like this. Fernance. Crash and burn sound effects. Please insert them here. QBFY with 2 kills to start things off. A wonderful start for the Shaman. It did leave Batuk in a little bit of a peculiar position, but, you know, with him cutting the wave right here, going for the creep skip, will definitely be beneficial for the Abaddon. As, of course, Flacco with a position 5 Undying. A thing rarely we see these days in our pubs, right? Because usually we see the Undying being picked by offlaners. For that, massive amounts of strength and push. Technique theorized, especially when the Undying was pretty prevalent under Celery's, Puppies, and Kuroki's hands even. Although Kuroki mostly played it in the 2018-2019 seasons. But yeah, I do wonder if he's going to go for just a classic Guardian Grease Rush, or Arcane Boots, then straight Mechanism Holy Locket. is just a general idea of like the healing Undying, but you can still go for the aggro, or you know, just reinforce the Luna with the Solar. So there are many ideas to implement here. Is down bottom, a little bit of Flame Break does the job well. Or Crystallize does push back a little, along with Cracker throwing out that Nether Ward. Despite the 2-1, we didn't check on the rune situation there. The Dire did pick up a few more. Actually, just one more. Two more, technically, than the enemy. So it was a 3-1. But in the end of the day, it does mean that you do have that slight gold advantage. That does tend to dissipate by minute 3 if the enemy managed to get a bit more XP out of everything. A little bit of shackle action. Not much to write home about. I don't know if Flacco, you know, was just bored. He was sitting on an extra decay, but didn't really want to go for the kills. Down bottom, we have Fernance going down to Cracker. Other way around. But yeah, you get the gist. The Pugna going down to a little bit of Starbreaker action. It's kind of normal when you've got a Bat Rider. Basically, the aim of the Bat Rider Dawnbreaker lane is you get the Flame Break off in a way that you throw things into the Dawnbreaker's path. That's why the spell is just so useful. It's not generally that you need to get the harass off with the Sticky Napalm and the hit. You're rather going for these little tricky stun up and then you can Sticky Napalm and get kills techniques. So you're just basically bouncing heroes around for funds. Yeah, Fernance and Norma have been having really good laning stages. 2 seasons ago. And last season it was kind of rough for TNL, as they were eliminated pretty much at the second stage of the lower bracket. There's that little bit of grudge, though, if you are thinking on EPL terms only, that Passion Yue were eliminated by TNL. But there is that big run we talked about for Passion Yue on the CCT tournament. So, in general, they should be on the high, morally. But, yeah, they might have TNL's number, and they might have prepared, you know, for their strategies, as of course in laning stage, TNL is still looking a little bit stronger, but not by much. The big difference can definitely be seen on the mid lane, as bottom, Crystallize and Normal will be exchanging kills on the supports, but they should be fine themselves. Just an average swap of supports. A little bit of devouring back and forth between Norma and the Doom. The kill, that shouldn't really go either way. As the Undying up top. Oh, Flacco! I get caught, but Moonlight will be punished for that little rota. I don't know what he wanted to achieve, because he didn't get the bounty rune. That was taken by... Dual Race took the enemies, by the way. So we're neck and neck on kills, but... yeah, Rush Track being a bit more valuable. Takes a bit more priority. As Gaben. This game he started off 51% in favor of the Radiant, and now he's turned his back to 53% for the Dire. Just seems like he cannot let go of the red side. He's kind of showing favorites, I guess. As Shackle catch down onto the bottom lane, Norma is gonna go down. The Shrine of Wisdom will be sabotaged in favor of the Passion UA side. As always, in Dawnbreaker lineups, I keep on emphasizing the Dawnbreaker itself is the weak point you need to keep on pressing on. As of course, that will always accelerate a window of opportunity. Yes, finding the Dawn all the time and kiting her and chasing her is not always beneficial, but all in all, it does lead you into a lot of spicy situations where if you're chasing the Dawn itself, they can Solar Crest itself, and then you're forcing rotations, but if you're forcing rotations, then your carry can farm, yada yada yada. But yeah, just find those areas where she likes to farm, get her, read that rotation, boom. Sounds easy on paper, it does need a little bit of prep work from the supports, but if you hold the smokes, if you find her, you just wreck her. As Batyuk might be also suffering the same fate as Norma just did a few seconds ago. As the Shackle does catch onto the Abaddon, Aphotic Shield activated, but the Firefly is still keeping contact. You do have level 6, which already used your burrow time, so Aphotic Shield the hell out of there. Batyuk with the hero run. As on the mid lane, QBFI and Cracker are already responding. The pressure from Moonlight and the Cracker Pugna is just too much to bear. And that leads to 2 tier 1 towers already taken. Batyuk re-returning to the top lane, but needs the back. Flacco needs to be on the run. As the Shackle catches right there. Oh, the misanthropy, it's cooking. Flacco is gone, but he's right back with the Ceaseless Dirge. I don't know if it will help anything as UI makes his presence known with a Loosen Beam, but yeah, the rest of the enemy team is like, yeah, now what? Mid pressure coming out as a reaction from dual rays, but Cracker wants to put an end to it instantly. Fernandez on the other side. Nether Ward thrown down as he is ready to throw down. But, I mean, the burn is kind of rough for you in the Regripify state. Still, out comes the lasso, but Crystallize does have the Scorched Earth on. So, fire against fire. It looks like the Doom burns a little bit brighter. 7-5 after all that action. All tier 1 towers do be gone sub 10 minutes on the dire side of the map. Has no objectives lost on Passion UA. They are off to a wonderful start, I might add. But yeah, generally the Leshrac. We might get the aggressive Leshrac approach with the Blink, but I'm pretty sure a similar approach as to a Storm Spirit where you get that Road of Atos should work out well. As Crystallize gets approached, but here comes the Solar Guardian as well. Norma shuts it down. The Doom gets crushed under the heel of the Dawnbreaker lady. As burrow time will be activated, but out comes the Eclipse. Oh no. But Moonlight coming with the follow-up. He's truly the servant of the moon. Salamena commands that Leshrac will kill you. As down bottom, it looks like TNL are adamant about picking up their first objective. They just can't let it go, can ya? As no, they're waiting in smoke. How does your why not know this? Out comes the massive Snake along with the Hex. Good catch onto the Luna. Your Y says goodbye. Once again, out comes the Tombstone, but Batyuk is already on it. Just cut it down to size. Flacco just gave a little bit of extra money to the enemy. Fernando Flacco just reached level 6, by the way. About less than a minute ago on both of them. And this Crystallize reappearing on the bottom. The aggressive moves they've made with dual rays should work out with Norma, but Yawai is just not getting his space. He's already lost one of his tier 2 towers. Where do you rotate the Luna in this situation? The old trickaroo of 2 or 3 years ago where you just put your Luna into the triangle and just chill farmed is just not a good idea. We've seen that approach multiple times with this new map, and it just doesn't suffice. I have multiple inquiries as to why carries constantly keep dying in the 20-minute mark. This is precisely why. But yes, even if you go for these cutoff plays as Dual Rays and Norma, you are just gonna get B-slapped by lineups with a Leshrac, because the misanthropy is just working overtime with the Pulse Nova. Moonlight is on a mega kill streak now. The Disco Go is on a 6-1-1 on the KDA. And that's a pinata you kind of want to pop, but how the hell do you get on top of it? And 11-7 on the scoreboard. This QBFY wants to continue. Hex out, guns out, Ether shock him, shackle him as well. Flacco coming around the bend as Moonlight appears right under the zombie. Flacco doing his very best to just sustain reverse life drain on to the Disco Goat as Flacco will B-slap the Goat. Will take all that money. But on comes the next round as QBFY looking rather low, going for the TP, but the foul play will proc. They'll still get the extra kill on Fernance, mind you, but still 3 for 2. 3 for 2 supports, actually. It's kind of beneficial for you at this stage of the game, where TNL will take basically anything they can get. Nice cut from Norma, as the Big Snake can't really reach the tier 2 tower either. But yeah, this top lane is definitely become a problem for TNL to address. You better clean up some of that jungle so that Yowai can start rotating in it. Yeah, so much map control on the Passion UA side. Look at all those deep wards on the dire side of the map. This is giving so much information. But yeah, Fernandez does find the one on the mid lane. That's what I call progress. As QBFY finds the enemy observer on the Roche pit. They can't go for a sub 20 Roche with this lineup, can they? I mean, they have the Abaddon. That's one part. But, I mean, Doom? Sub Radiance? Hell no. Definitely not an approach. Crystallize, despite everything, is only at 113 in the KDA terms and 100 last hits at 15 minutes. Compare that to the Luna, who's already at 140. And is farming massively fast. That is one of the powers of the Luna, isn't it? Has been kind of standard that a lot of people are just skipping the lunar orbit, by the way, but Yowai does have a point in it on the other hand. Well, yeah, in general, everyone's just putting points into the attribute system on the talent tree. Get stronger glaives means stronger Luna means faster farm means more money, and more money means victory. Well, yeah. 5-man rotation into Roche Pit, sub 20 minutes for the Passion UA lineup. And of course, with Batyuk tanking and the Big Snake hitting, it's going fairly fast, actually, I'm not gonna lie. As Moonlight will be picking up the Aegis for the first time. And it is true. Analysts have not been lying to us. The map is severely top heavy in the first 20 minutes of the game. Especially in this window of minute 15 to 20. Where controlling this top area is just absolutely crucial. One of the reasons why a lot of people say that the game is still Radiant heavy, although the math doesn't really suggest that it's still 53% versus 47%. Hasn't really budged one way or the other. Although, yeah, my personal Radiant win rate is still extremely more high than the Dire, but that's more than likely just due to the simple fact that I'm stupid, so. 18 minutes in, 23 kills on the board. Can we demand a little bit more action? Especially with an Aegis Leshrac, you'd expect, you know, a little bit more pressure on that tier 2 tower on the mid lane. This Cracker wants to save the waves. Fernandez has been doing a pretty good job at cutting some of them, pulling them into the jungle and such. But yeah, Bat Raider with a little bit of backup can definitely slap some waves into shape as a 4-man smoke. Looking for the approach to raise. Just sleight of fisting the air. I don't know what he was expecting to see. Yeah, Passionate smoke up, wrap up. He's gonna go towards the dire jungle. I do see illusions hitting stuff. Moonlight just making the casual approach. Yeah, I don't know if TNL saw that Leshrac's spells killed the illusions and the creeps. They didn't ping it, so not 100% certain if they're aware of what's happening or not. Yeah, still the deep wards coming out from the Dire due to the wave cuts are starting to show. Crystallize appears mid. We finally have a meetup of Flacco and Moonlight. The Undying is trying to survive the endless suck and will manage to walk out with 30 HP. The Radiance did a number on him as well, but the Undying survives. No levels in Solar for to support Flacco. Undying, by the way. Still gunning for the Solar Crest at minute 20. Yes, Cracker and QBFY. Gonna get Lasso on the Shaman. They're Crepify for a little bit of help. Going for the Shackle channeling and the Big Snake to do a little bit of damage. But all he's doing is just offering the Big Snake over to TNL, who are bouncing back into this game fairly well. There was a small statement at minute 15 for the Passion UA guys, but that net worth lead has dissipated now into oblivion. XP lead, and now on the Dire, as the mop is still top heavy, and that top lane not addressed by TNL will lead to Passion UA just easily taking the Tormentor. Easy shard for the Pugna. It would be funny to see, actually, this nether ward, Pugna Suck, in action. I don't actually see it in a pro game to actually work out well. Throwing out the nether ward in general and at your enemies is just, you know, always like, why? Why would you do this kind of situation? We're just instantly gonna hit it. Yeah, Shrine of Wisdom rotation. Flacco took the Dire one as Fernand steals the Radiant one, capitalizing on that XP lead and making it even bigger. I'm not so sure it'll lead to anything. As a second tier 2 on a side lane will be taken by Passion UA. Aegis will be reclaimed as Roshan's long 3-minute Stumblr will start. But let's see, TNL, this smoke play could still work out to something. As Crystallize still aiming for the BKB. We haven't seen a single Doom this game, by the way. Doom has been relentlessly farming as YoY, catching out the second tier 1 tower off of that smoke. This Passion UA aim to group up in their own jungle, or in their own triangle. But yeah, nice find. Still from Fernandez, QBFY will get Solar Guardian on, as with the Dawnbreaker, Yeti outed. Q will raise. Is just gonna get the hell out of there, but they will still leave Fernandez behind, so it's gonna turn into a support exchange at the end of the day. Although we still have Flacco getting caught out by Lishrak. The Undying getting a little bit low. Out goes the Tombstone and the Soul Rip, but Duke just joins in, and it's gonna be an easy kill on the Tombstone as well. The Undying is just such a nice support to kill, right? Because you kill the hero itself, and then you have that extra change of the Tombstone to kill yourself. Look at all that money. Yeah, still a nice attempt at the Soul Rip. It's just the fact that it was level 1. That really helped Flacco. And also Soul Ripping and Flesh Golem. It's just never great. As the Hex goes out, along with the Doom. That Shackle from QBFY set things up perfectly. As the Ember Spirit will die, but so will the Doom. Overstaying their welcome. Good lasso. And so... I wanted to say Solar Eclipse, but that's not a Solar Eclipse. That's just a simple Eclipse. Coming out from the Luna.
Middle tower is under attack.
Yeah. One more big snack. Just throwing out the last tier 2 tower. No more outer objectives on the dire side of the map with that one. These commitments looking like Passion are still pretty solid. Dual raise. But Fernandez looking to fight back with Flacco. But yeah, even the Manta illusions are just being life drained by Cracker. This is sounding rough. But you can QBFY.
Scanning.
27 minutes in, the game is slowing down. 30 kills on the board. As these back and forth movements are what confuse me a little on the map. All towers taken, but it's just a little bit of Roche waiting from both sides, I guess. But yeah, Roshan's got to take his time, my friends. He isn't really in the aggressive mood right now. They see the Luna. The Luna will Manta, but can't QBFI reach. But Batuk is the one who gets it first. Out goes the Eclipse into the middle of the lane. That was a BKB Luna play. As Nora comes in for the defense. Reverse life drain coming through as Fernandez looking for the pull. It's a big one. But Moonlight with the BKB is looking to TP out of here. Dual raise, looking for a catch. Any catch. He will find the Pugna, but the Pugna sucks. The Pugna sucks the living life out of him as much as possible. One more slide of fist on both of them. As the sucking just won't end. Yowai returns into the fray as they will take on Krekker. That is 2 down. The backline is gone from Passion Yue, but can they keep it up? One position 3 was taken for this, as with the burrow time ending, but Duke stuck in the corner. Step bro, dual raise will take him. Well, Crystallize once again skipping the Sanjay Yasha of the ATF build. To be fair, he didn't die in that fight. That's one thing for certain. The fact that he didn't catch the Luna either is kind of rough. Which does set up TNL for a Roshan take. Yeah, Crystallize still going for the Harpoon overall. I vehemently disagree with this decision because you only get 25 strength, 10 agility, 10 intelligence from the item, no status resistance.